as a disclaimer, we mean no ill.
Yeah,
to the
whatsoever.
families or anyone that was affected by the shooting. It's a very serious topic. It's a very sad topic.
Yeah, I agree.
I am Gabby Fiffick, and I am joined by
Shelton Hilliard,
my co-host, and we are back with another episode of the Conspiracy Theories podcast. What are we covering today, Shelton?
We would be covering the Sandy Hook conspiracy.
And that is that the shooting never happened.
Yes. Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get there. That's the point of the podcast. So, what's interesting about this is you believe the conspiracy. You believe parts of the conspiracy.
I'm on the fence. It's weird because I feel very bad that this incident happened. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm, cold-hearted and, oh, this did not happen. These people are faking. There's just, to me, I think there's parts in this conspiracy that stand out.
Yes.
That are
interesting.
Yes, that's what I find that I like about Sandy Hook conspiracy is that there's parts in it that are interesting to me. But
we'll see what they think.
I agree. Let's see what everyone else thinks.
So let's jump right into this with what blew this conspiracy out of the water, which Alex Jones kind of set the stage with, is the idea of crisis actors. That's what this was. It was crisis actors.
Yes. Crisis actors was one of the biggest conspiracies surrounding Sandy Hook when it first exploded, so to say. I know that the biggest conspiracy theory behind crisis actors was David Wheeler, the father of one of the children that happened to pass away in the incident.
That he was actually William Alderman.
Yes, the FBI agent that was walking across the parking lot, which is, to me, looking at the photo,
it's close.
Oh, it's insanely close.
For the watchers of this video, you can look right around this area.
Yeah. The blind eye, you can look at both photos next to each other, and you're going to be thinking to yourself, wow, that is...
And it's not even a first glance type of thing. It's a second, third, fourth glance. You're like, okay. I mean, when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, do I buy this? No. But when it was when we further investigated, we found out that going through these claims, you can see distinct differences between the two gentlemen. And there's actually a direct quote from the father, David Wheeler, saying, "Congratulations, you found two middle-aged men with jolly white guys in Fairfield County, Connecticut. Remarkable." Basically saying that, oh my God, you found two white guys that look similar.
Yeah. But yeah, just further research down into it, there's just things that you can break down that a mole on the side of one of their faces
and scarring on the side.
Their ears are definitely different. We'll show you some of these pictures also because it is just remarkable how similar they look in the first two photos that are shown, and then when you drop down, they look like two totally different men. I think it's just because he's in his FBI helmet, so to say. I don't know if that's the correct term, but yeah, he's wearing a helmet. And
then further digging, we found images from the Ironman Lake Place triathlon in Lake Placid, New York, which shows the FBI agent in further detail where he doesn't have so many covering items on, and you can see the distinct differences there.
Yeah, definitely, and he's wearing the same glasses. That's
that's
one of the parts that everybody was like, "Oh, this is red flag this." They're not the same person because they're wearing the same sunglasses, because that's how
it is.
Yeah.
And there's a mole on the left side of his face, as well as a mole on his right side of his nose on the left side of his face. When you can put it two side by side, you can just find these differences and see, no, they're not the same person. So there was also other crisis actors involved that people are saying, oh, it's the same woman, it's the same this, it's the same that. However, we're just gonna cover the one that kind of blew it out of the water.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think in covering...
There was just... I feel like there were so many cases of crisis actors. We would be here.
This would be the entire 30 minutes.
Exactly, yeah. So many people were seen as crisis actors in this. They seen parents of the children not crying because that's how.
And you can kind of relate all the crisis actors to the same thing of there are millions of billions of people on this planet.
Exactly.
If you looked hard enough, you can find another Shelton Hilliard.
Exactly.
You can find another Gabby Fiffick that look pretty darn similar.
There's probably somebody on campus that somebody sitting in this classroom watching this looks like,
Exactly. So the next area of concern for a lot of people when this event happened was a donations website that was put up the day before the shooting. Which, if you hear that immediately off the bat, you can think, okay, wow. How could there be a donations page for a shooting that didn't even happen yet? So, how do we debunk this one, Shelton?
So there is a thing on the internet called the Wayback Archive, or the Web Archives, aka the Wayback Machine. It allows you to go on this website and you can go back to any date in history and kind of see like what was posted on that day on that website. And so we went back to the United Way of Western Connecticut Live United site to see like December 14th, see what was posted, and then December 15th and see what was posted. And
December 13th, the day before.
Yeah.
So December 13th, we found a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, there was nothing on the site. There's
nothing on the site. December 14th, there was on the site of what had happened and how sad it was. December 15th is when you finally see the donations page posted.
Yeah.
So that was a very easy, simple, kind of quick debunking there.
Yeah, and it definitely, like, there's like a whole write-up. It tells you, like, you can drop money off at the Newtown Savings Bank.
Who to contact.
Who to contact. Like, they have a whole entire write-up on this page. So it definitely took some time. It wasn't like this, somebody just did this in 13 minutes and threw it up on a webpage. Like, that's not how this happened. This is definitely, this definitely shows us that something horrible happened prior to December 15th, and this was posted on this website on December 15th.
Yes, and it wasn't done December 13th and you see vague details, or it seems like someone put it up just to get some money because they knew this event was planned and gonna happen. They wanted to profit off of it. This is a organization that was trying to give back to the families, and it was a pretty simple debunk using the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, I would say so. I think this might have been one of the easiest ones that we found.
I think it might have been the easiest one we'd had. The next conspiracy we are going to jump into and debunk is the one of Christmas trees.
I think this might be my favorite one.
It's a pretty good one. This spread like, wildfire through trees. It was that Christmas trees were donated, and there the day before at the school, at the shooting, there were 26 trees donated.
Yeah, I think I like this one because we just said Christmas trees, and I feel like everybody in the classroom right now is like, what does this have to do with a conspiracy theory?
So to get it on the conspiracy theory track, when people were covering this, hours after, there was 26 trees for each of the students that had died.
Yeah, and which
seems very coincidental to have them right there, right at that very second.
It does seem very, very weird, but looking back on it, we're also how many days out from Christmas? You know what I mean?
The event happened on December
14th?
14th, 2012?
Yeah, so we're
it's
not
close.
Yeah, we're not far out from Christmas at all. So thinking back on it, a wreath, like
a Christmas tree being there?
It's
not that weird.
It's not weird. So
we dug back.
We did. We dug very deep.
On archive.today, we found the Contra Costa Times, which put out an article called Sandy Hook First Responders Flooded with Outpouring of Support. What did we find, Shelton?
Well, we did find out that there were multiple people that called in to donate to this horrible incident, and it actually says in here that the firehouse had calls from North Carolina, and people seen in the background of the TV that the news report of the department was running an annual Christmas tree sale as a fundraiser, and a person promptly bought 26 trees and asked the department to put them out as a shrine across the drive.
And this happened moments after, like, one of the first reports went out.
So, like, the people the news was there reporting on Sandy Hook,
Mm-hmm.
and the camera just happened to flash across the street, and somebody seen the sign and called in. So like, it was coincidentally seconds after.
Exactly. So you have the event that happened. You have the first news report that broke minutes after it happened. You have someone call, and, well, the Christmas trees are right across the road, so we can put them in front of the school. So when you have a news report go out 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour later, they're right there. So it had to have been done prior.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody like blew this up, and they were like, oh my God, like this couldn't have happened. You guys planted those wreaths there the day before, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Well, not really. We actually debunked it. We found that the person had called in and donated all of those, and they weren't even the only person that called. There was also another man from Oregon that called and donated 26 wreaths also. So
yeah, so the Christmas trees and wreaths freaked people out.
yeah, it was definitely another big one in the whole conspiracy that I just falling down that rabbit hole of why is this not real? And everyone was like, oh, wreaths, Christmas trees, blah, 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 blah.
Already there.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the person that donated the Christmas trees from North Carolina wanted them across the street very promptly, because it goes down in the article later on to say that the public's tributes to the school, to the fallen family members, were being hung on the trees.
Yeah.
So this was a very simple one to debunk.
Yeah.
And to me, it brought up the idea of, why is this conspiracy theory spreading like fire when you can find these things?
Yeah. This actually, we kind of debunked this on, Facebook.
Yeah, we debunked it.
And then we were like, I don't think Facebook's a great source to debunk something on in an honors conspiracy theories course, so
let's go to the archives.
Find it. Exactly, and lo and behold, we found it. So, another one debunked off the list.
So, our fourth conspiracy we're going to be hitting is the cleanup.
Okay, I lied. The Christmas tree one is not my favorite. This is
now your favorite.
Okay, I don't know about favorite. The Christmas tree one might be my favorite, but this one, I have so many questions about this conspiracy.
I don't believe in this conspiracy whatsoever. However, this was the only thing that I saw that made me raise an eyebrow, think a little bit, think something was weird, think something was off. So if you want to go ahead and talk about this, you go right ahead.
There was a lot of blood that was never seen. And that's just how I'm going to start this out, because there were 27 people killed inside the building that day.
26 students, and then Adam Lanza took his own life.
Yes, Adam Lanza took his mother's life at home. So there's 28 fatalities all day, but 27 inside the building. There's
70 quarts of blood.
70 quarts of blood. That's a lot of blood. And there's not one photograph out there of an ounce of blood. And it's just, I'm mind blown by it. I feel like any massacre that happens like this, you would see more blood.
What blew
overall.
my mind with this is there wasn't a cleanup crew called. So what happened is people had put out reports that, no, there was a cleanup. Here, look at the documentation of Clean Harbors in the area doing the cleanup. However, digging into that more, that was falsified. Those records weren't real. That invoice never happened.
Yeah, like I said, if there was that much blood in there, you think you would have seen more humans with blood on them. You think you would have seen more photographs out there with blood in it. You think you would have seen just so many more images, so to say, with just gore and stuff you don't want to see. But I just feel like that this is just something that really holds me up. I feel like everything else that we found over these last few months of digging so deep into this, I feel like so many more things changed my mind and was like, oh, this definitely happened. I'm starting to mourn every day more and more for these families, but this is definitely one of those things that it's hard to look past.
Yes, and it was something we weren't able to debunk or prove. It's a question.
Yeah,
it's something
exactly.
to make you raise your eyebrow.
Exactly. It's something
So-
just you think about it. And if you guys go home and find me the answer, please come give it to me, because
We looked for hours and hours and days and days.
I would love to know it, because this is definitely something that it bothers me,
And it's hard to believe that a janitor would be able to clean this up.
or would want to, that worked with these children every day.
Exactly. And there was no paperwork of cleanup crews being done. There's no invoices to be found. The ones we found were fakes. So, going into this, we're going to hit a broad topic conspiracy of that it didn't happen. It's not that there were Christmas trees the day before, there was no cleanup. It's just that purely it did not happen.
Yeah, and I think this next topic that we're going to talk about, I think this one right here is that first initial, like, reality that this happened. So I don't even, this is a crazy one that we found.
This is a crazy one.
This was like one of the last days of research, and
Yes.
we just somehow came across this video that if you would have watched the first 5 seconds of the video, you'd be like, what the heck is this? And then
it is a 29-minute video. It's called Sandy Hook 911 Call Shot Analysis. So I think Shelton and I are going to talk about it a little bit, and then I'm going to put in a clip for you guys to see for yourself.
Yeah, so the guy that made this video, he